I'm Merely Caruso. It's Thursday, April 9th. Today, protection for Peguis.
Much of the progress we have made to rebuild will once again be destroyed.
Why Manitoba's largest First Nation is calling on Canadian Armed Forces for assistance and what's at stake. Also today, bad news for the Bears.
Everything that goes on with the Quarry operation is just not conducive to running our rescue here.
How a Manitoba black bear rescue is feeling after a quarry receives approval to set up shop next door. Plus, putting skills to the test.
We want to foster the new generation of trades and technology workers.
How a day of fun is encouraging people to pursue a career in the trades. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Manitoba's largest First Nation is bracing for a devastating spring flood. And today, it put out a call to the military for help. Standing by live with the details is CTV's John Hendricks. John, what assistance is Peguis hoping the military can offer?
Well, Marilyn, Peguis First Nation Chief Stan Bird says the Canadian Armed Forces could provide needed technical support to prepare for a rapid spring runoff that it fears could reach catastrophic levels. Now, in the province's latest spring flood outlook, its Hydrologic Forecast Center said the Fisher River Basin, where the Northern First Nation is located, is at increased risk for flooding. The outlook says the risk stems from significantly above normal snowpack, a delayed spring melt, and an increased likelihood of rapid spring runoff, combined with the spring precipitation. It said the Fisher River Basin's snow water equivalent is the highest it's been in years. And recent snowfall in the area could push that amount to nearly double the long-term average. Now, this would mean that peak flows could reach similar levels to those that led to 2014's flood. There's also the potential for the peak to approach 2022 levels, and that's a major concern. More than 2,000 people were forced out of their homes that year due to widespread flooding, and a state of emergency was issued in parts of the Interlake. Now, today, the First Nation held a news conference saying it was important to get ahead of the situation.
While we have made significant strides in rebuilding and repairing existing infrastructure, many of our members are still evacuated, waiting to return home, and much of the progress we have made to rebuild will once again be destroyed. Assistance from the Canadian Armed Forces is needed to assist with engineering and administrative support to prepare for the floodwaters and to assist with sandbagging efforts to protect the existing community infrastructure.
Peguis leadership says the latest snowfall was a setback for their flood preparations.
John, have any of their calls for help been answered as of yet?
Sort of. The minister says the feds are sending help. CTV's Jeff Keel will have more on what that help will look like coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, John. Manitoba's only black bear rescue is going over its options and considering legal action to prevent a quarry from being developed nearby.
Chronic stress on the cubs from the noise and the vibrations and vehicles and dust and everything that goes on with the quarry operation is just not conducive to running our rescue here.
That's owner Judy Stearns, who says she's extremely disappointed the RM of Rockwood voted in favor of an application from Amrise to operate a quarry near her facility. She says it would be a death bell for her bear rescue near Stonewall, as noise and vibrations from the industrial activity would be too stressful for the animals.
How do you can't just pack up a bear rescue with all our enclosures and infrastructure and move it very easily. It would be millions of dollars and it would take a lot of time. But the frustrating part is that the RM of Rockwood Council approved our bear rescue location. We got permission from them. And they gave us permission because it's a quiet area. They thought it was good too. And now they're going to approve an industry right beside us that's not compatible.
CTV News has contacted both the RM of Rockwood and the company behind the quarry for comment. We're still waiting to hear back. Traffic was held up on Main Street this morning as crews responded to a blaze near Chinatown. All but one southbound lane was closed for about an hour as firefighters tended to a fire near Main Street and Logan Avenue. Crews could be seen going in and out of a boarded up building which sustained some visible fire damage. Smoke could also be seen rising from the building. CTV News has contacted the city for more information. We're still waiting for a response. The Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology is officially handing off nearly 24 programs to a fellow post-secondary institution as it begins to wind down operations. MITT says 19 programs will continue to be offered through RRC Polytech. Now, this includes 9 unique programs RRC will adopt, such as electronics technician, medical assistant, and hairstyling. Nearly all will continue to be offered at the South Winnipeg campus. A joint information night for prospective students to learn more about the programming is being held on May 7th. In January, MITT announced it was facing significant financial difficulties and would be closing its doors. Hundreds of Manitobans put their skills to the test in dozens of trades today. The 28th annual skills competition brought together around 500 Manitobans at the secondary, post-secondary, and apprentice levels at RRC Polytech. They showcased their talents in more than 42 different trades and technology areas, including robotics, welding, fashion, hairstyling, and more. The event is meant to encourage young people to pursue a career in trades and technology while drawing attention to the workforce shortage.
We do have a definite shortage of workers in the trades with everyone retiring, so that's certain age range of people retiring, and we want to foster the new generation of trades and technology workers.
The gold medalists in each contest will form Team Manitoba, which will travel to Toronto at the end of May for the Skills Canada National Competition. We wish all those winners a lot of luck. All right, Daniel Helmerson joins us now with a first look at your Skywatch forecast, and hopefully I don't need any luck.
Yeah, you gave me that
forecast.
pep talk after Tuesday.
Did it
You
work?
were a little concerned. You brought in Catherine yesterday, hoping for better. Now, luckily,
This is your second chance.
luckily, it looks like we're in the clear for now, Marilee. We'll see how that lasts heading into the weekend. Relatively uneventful day over much of Manitoba. Very different from the last couple days, of course. I've seen some photos from Dauphin, from the Interlake. They got a lot of snow up there. We kind of lucked out here for the most part. This afternoon, some light snow, maybe some showers out in the western parts of the province, but fairly clear. And as promised, temperatures will rise heading into the weekend. I'll have that complete Skywatch forecast for you later in the show. But right now, taking a look outside at the CTV Live Eye, 3 degrees here in Winnipeg under a mix of sun and cloud. Wind out of the west-northwest at 17 kilometers per hour. Pressure holding steady at 102.2 and the humidity at 44%.
The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution.
And a look out at the St. James Bridge there. Traffic moving pretty well, a little busier southbound. One traffic note to pass along. Waverley at Taylor, a motor vehicle collision partially blocking the southbound median lane. Keep right to pass and expect some southbound delays.
Hitting all the right notes, how a retired teacher's choir is helping the community through harmony. That story after the break. Construction of the First Nation building project is officially underway. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the details.
Shovels are in the ground for the expansion of the Port of Montreal. The Prime Minister was there for the groundbreaking today. His government is providing just over $1 billion to more than double the port's capacity. And Ottawa's Major Projects Office helped streamline the process. The Console Core build is one of several massive infrastructure projects the Carney government has deemed to be of national interest. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 72.40. West Texas Intermediate is up to 97.87. Western Canadian Select down over $8 to 71.55, and the TSX lost 142 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
A First World War memorial statue, which once stood sentinel at the corner of Portage in Maine, is now at its new home.
A single soldier standing in quiet reflection. And yet, in that one figure, we see thousands.
The soldier statue now looks out over the Field of Honor in Brookside Cemetery, one of the largest military internment sites in Canada. Originally, it was erected outside the former Bank of Montreal building back in September of 1923. It was later removed due to redevelopment when the Manitoba Métis Federation purchased the building in 2020. And today it was rededicated in a brand new home, but with the same purpose.
Here at Brookside, surrounded by those who served, the monument will continue to stand as a place of reflection, education, and gratitude for all who have sacrificed, for all who have served.
The monument is a memorial to the 231 BMO staff members who died during the First World War and is modeled after Captain Wynne Bagnall, a bank member who served in the 58th Field Artillery. Soccer fans across the country will get a taste of the World Cup experience.
This is just making sure that the World Cup is a celebration for everybody. And I think about the generation of kids that are going to grow up feeling like soccer and football are Canada's game.
FIFA has launched a new program called Canada Celebrates. The tour brings a series of one-day festivals to communities across the country. Fans can expect big screens showing the games, live music, and plenty of food. The tour will make 38 stops from June 1st to July 19th. A retired teachers choir is in tune with the needs of its community. The group, called the Retired Teachers Association of Manitoba Choir, also known as RTAM, is made up of 50 singers. It was started back in 2024 as a way for seniors to socialize, share their passion for song and education, and support local initiatives. Now it's gearing up for a special spring concert for a cause.
It's by donation or silver collection. We didn't want to restrict anybody from coming. Yeah. So we're trying to spread the word. One of the reasons that we decided to raise money for cancer care is that one of our members, Deb Scott, is going through her first cancer journey.
The show will also feature special guests, including jazz vocalist Nadia Douglas and Rick Bowden on piano. The event kicks off April 21st at 7 p.m. at St. Andrews River Heights United Church.
Community Connection is brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
A playful production, why a laser beam is considered a character in a unique stage show coming to Winnipeg this weekend. All the sensory, stunning details after the break.
Spotlight sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Andre-Philippe Gagnon.
Daniel Hammerson is back now for Spotlight, and a show about finding magic in everyday spaces is coming to MTYP this weekend.
Yeah, Marilee, it's called Glitch. The show is about 4 explorers who enter the mysterious basement of a deserted theater and find themselves delving into a new universe. A playful laser beam becomes their guide, and their curiosity leads to exciting new discoveries and the creation of powerful bonds.
For me, it's about friendship. It's like we're as friends, we're discovering this place, and we're supporting each other. We're going through a lot of stuff, and we're always together in this. We have obstacles, we have enemies, and a lot of stuff, and we're always supporting each other. So, and you see the dynamics in the group that are really fun, and they change throughout the show.
The show kicks off on April 10th and runs through the 19th at MTYP's Main Stage Theatre.
There's been a development in the hearing regarding the death of Matthew Perry.
Yeah, the so-called ketamine queen who sold the beloved Friends star the drugs that killed him has been sentenced to prison. The actor's mother, Suzanne Perry, and stepfather, Keith Morrison, were at the Los Angeles courthouse to attend Wednesday's hearing. The judge handed Jasphine Sanga a 15-year sentence after she pleaded guilty to selling Perry the ketamine that killed him in 2023. She's the third defendant sentenced in connection with Perry's overdose death at the age of 54.
The BTS Army is looking dynamite.
That's right. They are gearing up for the start of the band's world tour.
I think BTS is one of the reasons I moved to Korea. I've been living here for 5 years now.
I learned from them that we should love ourselves. Yeah, from their music and their culture, how they bond together as their team or as a friends.
The first show is happening at Goyang, South Korea. It was raining out, but that didn't stop fans from having a good time. Reports from inside the stadium say the show leans heavily on the band's new album. BTS is making more than 30 stops during the tour, and that includes 2 shows in Toronto in August.
That's a committed fan that picks up and moves to where the band she loves is. All right. Well, he's still Dre, but now he's got a few more bucks to his name.
Yeah, this is wild. Hip-hop music mogul Dr. Dre has officially made it to the Forbes billionaires list.
And it's not because he's a doctor.
No. The 61-year-old Grammy Award-winning artist co-founded Death Row Records and then created Aftermath Entertainment, working with artists like Snoop Dogg, Tupac, 50 Cent, and Eminem. He co-founded Beats Electronics in 2008, the company behind the $300 headphones, which I broke mine. 6 years later, Beats was sold to Apple for $3 billion. And Dre's also got into the alcoholic beverage market. He's the second hip-hop billionaire on the Forbes list after Jay-Z.
Wow, good company to keep. All right, the Strokes will have some new material to play when they hit the stage at Coachella this weekend.
Yeah, they've released their first single of their first album in 6 years.
I'm going away to the country, don't wander off too far.
The song is called Going Shopping, which I should do for some new headphones, and the Strokes' new album, Reality Awaits, drops June 26th.
I don't think Dr. Dre listens to the Strokes, do you?
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? All right, thanks, Daddy.
Your Thursday primetime lineup kicks off with Next Level Chef at 7, then 4 episodes of The Big Bang Theory back-to-back starting at 8. Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage wraps up at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup, brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
Right now in Winnipeg, 3 degrees. Taking a look out on Main Street right at Broadway there. Traffic moving fairly well. I'll have your complete Skywatch forecast after the break.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
What a change a couple days makes. We were talking snow, rain, a little bit of everything a couple days ago. Not much to show you today. I mentioned earlier some light showers in parts of western Manitoba this afternoon, but relatively clear throughout the province. Now that's going to change up north later tonight. I'll get to that in a moment. Current temperatures here in southern Manitoba, fairly consistent across the board, between 0 just over the border in Kenora up to 6 in Melita. As we look in the north, much the same with the exception of Churchill and Gillam, -8 there, -17 up in Churchill. Now, over the next few hours, we can see a cold front moving in from the Arctic. Now, that is going to bring some light snow. Environment Canada says a couple centimeters to parts of the north and central Manitoba. Down in the southwest, could see those showers over the next few hours as well. Now, moving into Friday, it's going to clear up down here in the south for the most part. And in the north, maybe a scattered flurry here or there, but a relatively clear night ahead and clear Friday with temperatures peaking around 7 degrees here in the south. Now Saturday, another system moving into the north. This could bring 5 to 10 centimeters in parts, including Flin Flon, Thompson, Gillam. Something to keep an eye on heading into the weekend. Here in the south, though, fairly clear with a chance of a lot of sunshine and double-digit temperatures this weekend, folks. Something to look forward to there. Here in Winnipeg tonight, dipping to around -3. Partly cloudy skies, the wind out of the west at 15. Now, earlier today, it said there could be some fog patches developing. Not seeing that right now for overnight, but if you are heading out early in the morning, keep that in mind. Tomorrow getting all the way up to around 8 degrees in the afternoon, a mix of sun and cloud with quite light winds. But let's check out that long-range forecast. On Saturday, a high of 11 degrees, mainly sunny skies. Sunday, again, staying fairly warm, high of 9 degrees. Good chance of showers, though, that throughout the afternoon. Heading into next work week, mostly cloudy on Monday, a high of 7, and then temperatures back up into double digits on Tuesday and Wednesday with a mix of sun and cloud. Our first Skywatch pick of the day comes from Fisher Branch. You can see a dog for reference here, but they say, close to a foot of snow up there after that snowfall the last couple of days. And our second picture of the day comes from Barbara out in the Souris area. This is Gibson taking a look at that sunrise. Keep those pictures coming to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
All right, here's something you don't hear every day. An ostrich is back home in Thailand after making a bold escape. The pet was on the run on a highway, and it caused a bit of a traffic jam. Adult ostriches are pretty fast, as you can see. They can actually run about 70 kilometers an hour, which isn't quite highway speed. He was tracked down about 15 kilometers from home. I wonder where he was going.
One of our cats loves to get into the hall of the building, and he kind of looks like that as he's running down. So
I'll give up my age. All I can think is the Roadrunner. He's on his way. Poor thing. Well, hopefully he enjoyed his little bit of freedom.
Yeah, everyone deserves a little fugitive moment.
All right, that does it for us this hour, but don't go far. We're back at 6 with much more local news. Hope you'll join us then.